Hi, today what we're going to be looking at is substituting values. This is one of the most important topics in algebra actually, because this is something we do all the time. When we're doing graphing later, we're going to be substituting values. When we're checking answers in equations later, we're going to be substituting values. So I'm going to be making two videos today. The first one is going to go over substituting values in an expression. And we'll try to look at some positives and some negatives and some different situations that you might see. Okay, I'll do a separate video in a little bit in which we look at equations as well, and we look at solutions and substituting values in an equation, and possibly a little more expressions just for the fun of it. Alright, so let's just start. Let's just say we have some values. Let's say A is equal to 4, B is equal to 3, and C is equal to 5. So let's take an expression. Let's take an easy one to start with. AB minus C. Now as it is, the AB minus C doesn't really mean anything. We can't do anything with that. However, when we're told that A is 4, B is 3, and C is 5, we can go ahead and put these numbers in and we can find out what that is. Now, the way I'm going to teach you to do this is whenever you substitute a value for a letter, you should put it in parentheses. The reason for that is because when there's positives and negatives and that kind of thing later, it will be much, much easier if you've done that. So let's go ahead. We're going to put a 4 in for the A. And so I'm going to put a 4 right there. And then for the B, we're going to put a 3. And then we're going to go minus C. And C is 5. All right, so there we go. And from here, we can simplify. Now, when we simplify, it's all about Pemdas. Okay, or you may have learned BEDMAS. But Pemdas is the same thing. All right, so PEMDAS, parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. Now these two go at the same time, just in the order from left to right, and addition, subtraction also go at the same time, left to right. And so let's go ahead and follow parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. So I see some multiplication here. There's no parentheses or exponents, so we'll do the multiplication first, which is 12. And then I see addition, subtraction. There's some subtraction. Now that I've done this, I can simplify. Minus a 5 in parentheses is the same thing as just a minus 5. So 12 minus 5 is 7. We've simplified that expression. All right, let's look at another one. Maybe a little bit harder this time. So let's go A minus B times A squared minus C all squared. Okay, so again, we're just going to put those numbers in. For A, I'm going to put 4. For B, I'm going to put 3, and again, I'm putting them in parentheses. A squared, so 4 squared minus 5, and then all of that will be squared. Okay, now you'll notice that these parentheses right here are right here. Okay, and that's important because that's the first part of our PEMDAS, right? We have to do the parentheses or the brackets. So the stuff inside those red parentheses have to come before anything else. Don't you dare subtract that 4 and the 3 because that 3 is being multiplied by this, and the multiplication comes before the addition does. And so we're going to do the stuff in the parentheses, and then we'll do the exponent, and then we'll do the multiplication, and last, very last, mind you, we will do the subtraction. So, here we go. 4, the 4 is going to stay the same, minus 3. Now inside the parentheses, I have a 4 squared, which is 16, because inside the parentheses, I got a squared and a subtraction. The squared is an exponent, so that comes first, and then minus 5 all squared. Now I'm still doing the stuff inside the parentheses. 4 minus 3 times 11. Now the stuff inside the parentheses is done. The next step after parentheses is exponents. So now I'm going to do the exponent, which is 11 squared. Do not do the subtraction, or I'm going to whack you. Yes, from over here, wherever I am, I'm going to whack you. 11 squared is 121. Now we do the multiplication, which is the 3 times the 121, so that'll be 4 minus 3, 63, and that will give us a total of negative 359. Okay, now I'm going to do one more really quick on this video because I want to show you one with division. Okay, so we're going to go A plus 2B divided by B. All right, so let's go ahead and put the numbers in. So I've got A, which is 4, in parentheses, plus 2 times B, which is 3, all divided by b, which is 3. Now, anytime you have a fraction like this, the stuff on the top is in kind of its own little world. We're going to put it in parentheses. That has to be done before you can divide. We'll learn a couple of rules later about how maybe we can simplify it, but don't you dare just divide that 3 and that 3, because this whole thing has to be divided by 3, not just the 2 times 3 part. Okay, so we're going to do the top first, and then we'll do the divided by 3, because this is kind of in its own little world. We put it in parentheses up here. So we've got the 4. Sorry, still getting used to my touch screen here. And then we've got the 2 times 3, which is 6. And that's still all over the 3. 4 plus 6 is 10 divided by 3. And you know what? I'm okay with you leaving it as an improper fraction. If your teacher gets all riled up about that, you can change it to 3 1/3. But I'm okay with 10 over 3. All right, there we go. Done with the first video.